All right, before we get this episode started, after you watch this, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and my channel. A big thank you to you for that. Now, here's this week's episode. Hi everybody, it is July 25th, Tuesday, about 1:30, and we were fortunate enough to get some worms from our neighbor. He's headed home today. He had some night crawlers left, so I gladly accepted them, and I'm going out with my best friend. And there she is. Say hi.
Hello.
I've actually known her, I'm gonna say, longer than my parents. All right, we're headed out there. And we're going to do some pan fishing. We're going to look for some bluegills, rock bass, crappie with worms this afternoon. Try to get enough fish for a fish fry. But first, check out these loons behind me. There's Mom and the little ones. Trying to hold as still as I can. Sorry about that. Both of them are going, and I got us both rigged. We got a little bobber. I believe 16th ounce jig. I have an orange one with a bit of worm, and Sandy's got a pink one. So, when you see it move, set the hook, set the hook.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I had a bug on me.
Shallower. You got one. Oh, nice one. What you got? Hey, I got one too. We got a doubler.
Okay.
You got a doubler.
I'm really trying.
I know. I got a little guy.
Okay, I got a bigger one.
Sandy got a bigger one. I'm going to put this guy in the water. If he shakes off, he shakes off.
Sandy had a keeper bluegill that looked in the 9 to 10 inch range. But as I went to help her, she lifted the bluegill up and out of the water to swing it into the boat for me to take it off. And just as she did it, the gill went nuts, shaking furiously, and managed to shake the hook and fall off in the water before it was in the boat. So, sadly enough, our first double catch ended up with no gills in the live well, and I threw back my mini one.
Who took the worm?
What are you feeding them by the side of the boat?
No, I was trying to pull up.
Fish on.
Okay.
I was going to reel in so I could put another worm on yours. As I started reeling in, he took it.
Now
Hey,
we're
bluegill.
active.
You got a bluegill?
Awesome.
Guy, a little small though. But we got our target fish. I got myself a bluegill. But
Can we keep it or no?
this guy's a little too small. He ain't worth filleting.
I've got like fish right here waiting for this thing. I can see them. They just went down in the water.
Here we go. We're going to try to hold him and show you. There he is, a little bluegill. Not quite big enough, but the target species for a fish fry. Okay.
Yeah, they're just going after the hook.
Well, that's because it's got throat in there once. See if you get one.
That's
It's got the scent of the worm on there yet. How big are they?
There they are. They're right there again.
They're bluegills?
I don't know. It's a fish.
All right. Let's get a worm on it. But they're bumping that because of the scent of the worm is still on the hook.
There's a ton of fish here.
You know, let's start getting some decent sized ones. We got to get about 8 inches. They need to be about 8 inches long to keep. Otherwise, they're not really worth cleaning,
All right, honey.
the little ones. Let me get this on there a little better. There. Okay, you can throw in.
I got one.
Keep down. What do you got?
I am.
Get it closer to me. That's a keeper. That's a keeper gill.
Oh, thank God.
We got our first keeper bluegill. There. Okay, there we go. Our first keeper bluegill. Ooh. Sandy's first gill. All right, let's
Get it right.
let's get him in the live well. You still got a worm on, or did he eat it?
He ate it.
Yep. There you go, buddy. That one's halfway decent. That's about the smallest size we'll take.
One down, 4 to go.
Now, if you're wondering why you're not seeing Sandy or her fish, well, I was holding the fish up, showing it on the camera set up on Sandy. But neither one of us noticed that that camera set up to video her had malfunctioned. Or was it due to the operator who set it up? Anyways, the first part of today's trip had no direct video of Sandy, and it took us quite a while to notice that that camera was not operating properly.
Let's see if I can get mine baited before she gets another fish on.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. You're catching fish. Fish on. Let's see what I got.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah, I got a little gill again though. See, if you lift them, you want to bring them right in the boat right away, like that. So.
Is that a keeper?
Nope. Of course not. I got a little gill again.
Whoop, sorry.
I stood up and I spooked them. There we go.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah.
Oh, please be a keeper.
I don't think so. It's too little.
Oh, it looks bigger.
No, it's little. Another little one. I was going to hand you the rod, and I saw the bobber go down.
It went around and... Oh, we got it out. It's all okay. 2 fish, 3 worms gone.
Now, even though we were getting a lot of bluegill action at this location, I did spend a lot of time pinching off the nightcrawlers and rebaiting hooks. Now, the vast majority of the gills that we were encountering here were undersized and were nibbling off the worms from the bottom of the hook without getting hooked.
Got one.
Got him?
It's a baby.
All right, swing them up and in right away.
A bluegill?
Sandy got another little bluegill. One little one again.
Sorry, kid.
All right,
My worm.
Go ahead. We're gonna fish this spot till 2:30. We got one keeper so far, but we're getting a lot of the little ones now. So
Nibbling the worm.
yeah. I'm throwing this little Rapala. Sandy just had another hit, and I'm trying to dead stick this to trigger them, and hopefully I get a bigger bluegill. She got one. Another tiny one. Like I said, we got about 11 minutes left on this spot because all we're getting is the little ones, and they're picking quite a bit of our bait. So I'm going to get this one on a little better because it's a little loose. Sandy, I think let's go out and take a look at this front. We got some dark clouds moving in. I want to take a look at this front. It sounds like the wind's picking up too.
My phone, I can look at it right there.
I'm just going to pull it out. Yeah, I wanted to, we come out away from that shoreline. We were tucked up against the western shoreline, and it was getting kind of cloudy and gray. I wanted to check the sky. You can see the front here. See that side, and you can see the darker clouds, but they're not black. And we got that smog from the Canadian wildfires. I think we'll be okay. But I wanted to come out here and check it. As long as we're out here and all we were getting were those little babies picking us, we're going to move. Yeah, we're gonna move.
After moving, it didn't take long for the bluegill action to start up again. But again, we were catching those small, undersized bluegills. We were going to keep trying as we were determined to catch enough larger gills for a Friday fish fry. But little did we know at the time that Mother Nature had other plans for us today. After a frustrating time on the water, catching 20 plus bluegills, but just about all of them in that 5-inch to 8-inch range, as we ended up with only one keeper in our live well, Mother Nature put us out of our misery by unleashing her surprise on us. Pelting raindrops with small hail had us running back to the dock, and we'll just have to continue our pursuit to fill our Fish Fry Friday quota on another day. By the next day on Wednesday afternoon, the weather had cleared to cloudy and sunny skies. Sandy and I were getting ready to resume our pursuit of panfish for a Friday night fish fry, Canadian shoreline style. And as I was prepping the boat with our gear, I had this little wildlife encounter.
I'm bilging the boat, and I spooked them a little. They moved a little closer to the neighbors. And that's Mom and Dad up front here. One on the grass, one on the dock, and the two younger ones are behind. This is the family of 4. There's also a family of 6. Very cool. Hi everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of Sandy and me chasing some panfish. You saw yesterday we were successful in targeting our target species of bluegill. We managed one keeper in about a half hour. Unfortunately, most of the bluegills were in that 5 to 6 inch range, and of course I came in with some smaller dinks. Anyways, we're headed out, part 2. Let's see if we can put some more bluegills into the live well, and we'll get a Friday fish fry out of this. So stick with us, we'll have lures in the water shortly. I'll get us turned and we'll be fishing. Cameras are on.
Yesterday, those fish were just wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
Rob
were.
was surprised. He says, yeah, I said, you were out there, what, about a half hour? I says, yeah. I said, we must have caught 15, 20 fish in a half hour.
Yeah, every
I said,
time I threw
problem
it in,
was-
it took off.
I said, problem was one 8-inch bluegill. Other than that, they were all little dinks. So, got one. Right away.
Good.
It's a gill. He's swimming sideways. And not quite big enough, though. First cast on our target species.
Move it.
Little bluegill, about 5 inches. We're targeting 8 inches or better. There we go. Ooh, this is a bass.
Oh.
Nice bass.
Look at that. You're going to have to fix the worm.
I will, but you gotta wait. I gotta land this
Okay.
bass. This is a big one.
Yeah, they unstrung the wormy.
This is a big bass.
Put an earring back on the end of it to block the worm
Bingo.
from coming out. Woo!
Not what I want though. I want bluegills. We'll get him. Oh, he got the worm. It fell in his gullet. I'll let you eat it. Let's measure him. He is
8.
13.
Oh.
13-inch largemouth spotted bass. All right, let's get him released.
Got one.
Got one? Looks like a gill. Hang on. It's a fire drill. Swing them up in the boat. That's a keeper. Get him in the boat. Sandy with a keeper bluegill.
I tried. I really tried hard this time.
This one's a keeper.
Fish number 2.
Sandy's bluegill. Let me see your worm. Make sure.
It's fine.
Okay. I gotta hook mine up. I can't even get lure in the water here. Sandy's catching them like crazy.
Got one.
Got one. Ooh. Uh-oh. I got him, but he's tangled. I gotta go in and see him?
Yeah, no. I'm watching mine, and it looks like another eater.
Okay, just keep him in the water.
I am.
We're gonna lose this one. Tangled.
Yeah.
Get off.
This is a keeper, I think.
You wrapped it around that limb.
What?
Oh, nice one. Sandy with 2 keepers. She's doing all right.
I catch you. Cook and clean up, boy.
Check this guy
You
out.
got the worm.
Ooh, nice. Let me get mine untangled here first.
All right.
Now, unfortunately, my bluegill had wrapped the fishing line around a submerged limb and managed to get unhooked. So no double catch, but I did get my jig back.
Yeah. Yeah, that last fish ate my worm.
I'm spending a lot of time doing this, but that's a good thing. 2 in the live well.
Got one.
Another one?
Yep. It's a baby.
Just keep him in the water. Sandy with another one. Oh yeah, that one's a little baby. That one, oh, he's got the whole jig in his mouth. That's not good.
Yeah. You'll help him. We want my jig back. It's a lucky jig. And the worm, too.
Go ahead. There we go. Feels like a little guy though. Yeah.
Yeah, when they're light, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, another little one. Sandy gets the keepers. I get the dinks.
Yesterday I brought it in and the whole jig and everything was gone, remember?
Yeah.
I got one.
Got one?
That looks like that's a stronger one. Might be bigger.
The bluegills have a tendency to swim sideways. So swing her up and in. That's good. I think it's going to be just a little too short. No, this one's too short, I can tell. Just 7. But he's not wide enough. He's 7, but he's not that big-bodied of a fish, so we're going to release him.
He ate the worm, so he'll get a little fatter.
No, the better one. That's a better one. That's a bluegill. I think I got the first keeper for me. Yep, we got a keeper.
Good.
My first keeper, that's 3 7 to 8 inch bluegill for a fish fry. Got him. I set the hook on him and he almost flew in the boat.
I saw that.
He's a little guy. When I went to set the hook, I yanked him out of the water. He almost flew in the boat. Whoa! Look out, buddy. He's in your shoe. Look at Sandy. Oh. I believe he's a size 4.
Aww.
New release. That hit right away. I was waiting for the bobber to come back up and it didn't.
That's good.
Oh, a rock bass. Our first rock bass. They're not a bass. They're a panfish. And like I said, I talked to the guy on Instagram and he says they eat them. They're not the bass family. They're actually a panfish family. And he says they taste like bluegill, crappie.
I got one, bringing it in.
Oh, Sandy's got, oh!
Well, he was little.
You still got worms? Sure, good.
Got the worm.
Go ahead. There, okay.
Thank you.
Whoa, I got a fish on. I got it hanging over the edge just to undo Sandy's and I get a little dink hitting it way out here in deeper water. Not way out, but we're fishing shallows, shade, and we're having success. And I just put the rod down, didn't realize that the jig was over the side, and all of a sudden the rod's bobbing. There we go. Oh, nice one. As soon as I get close to cover, they're hitting right away. This one's fighting better. A little bigger.
I got one.
A little bigger. Oh, this could be a keeper.
I got one. Oh, it's a bigger.
Yeah.
It's a bigger.
This is a definite keeper. I'm not even going to bother measuring. This is at least.
Think so.
Leave it in. Leave it in the water. Just keep your line tight. You got a rock bass.
Okay.
Here we go. This is about an 8-inch gill. Nice color on it. All right, he's going in, and we got looks like a keeper rock bass. Okay, swing it up and in.
All right, here you go.
Yeah, that's a keeper rock bass.
Okay. Thank you, kid. It's been a while.
Okay, there you go. So this one, I'm not quite sure. It looked bigger. Now that I got it in my hands, let's see if it's a keeper. No, he's going to be short. Oh wait, maybe not. He's 7.5-inch rock bass. If we get enough of them, we'll have a good fish fry.
How many do we have in there now?
We got like five. We got 4 bluegill and a rock bass.
Well, let's catch it again.
Moved to our second location, and first cast for me, bobber went down right away, and it is our target species, bluegill, but he's a little guy. So he's going back.
Got one. It's a smaller one, I think.
Okay, swing him up.
Oh, maybe not.
I think just a tad too small. I don't think this one will make 7 inches. I think this one's more like 6.
The worm is still there.
Yeah, he's under 7. Not by much, but he's under 7.
We've switched locations, but so far, much of the same result. We're catching bluegills, but so far, all are undersized. And they're getting well fed as I'm replacing bait almost every catch.
Okay, here you go. You all set?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to give you a little tip. We are using live bait, Canadian night crawlers, given to us by our neighbor. That's why we got the idea to try to do some pan fishing here, get some bluegills in that. But here's a tip for you digging for worms. Once you get your worms, turn them upside down like this. They have a tendency, you want to put the cover on the bottom. First of all, make sure it's sealed good. Put the cover on the bottom. The worms will dig down. Then when you're ready, you turn it over open it up, and they're all right on top for you to grab. We're on our way to a good fish fry if we can keep this up. Now this one, I'm going to show this one on the camera. Another tip. I don't know if you can see this, but see this thick part, which is called the collar area of the worm? That's kind of tough. It's a tough area of the worm. So what I do is I feed it through and I put the hook through that area. I leave this out for them to chew on. Because that's a tough portion of the worm, less of a chance, they might nibble off this back, but less of a chance of them to get the whole worm off. But it's a nice big target for them. So, another pan fishing tip from RO360. Yeah, I got him this time. No, I don't. Yeah, I see that. It's a smaller fish, and he's grabbing that tail. So I'm getting smaller fish grabbing the tail, pulling the bobber down, and I can't get the hook set, which is just as well. I don't want the little ones. Mine too. You know what? Let's move.
That's a sign.
That's a sign. They picked us both at the same time. We've got clean jigs. We didn't get a keeper in here. We had action, but no keepers. And the fact that we both got picked at the identical time, time to move. Paddleboard. Yeah, I gotta get this real quick here.
Now, we decided to set up in the spot that we fished yesterday when we had all that action, but only had one keeper. We were hoping maybe things would change today, but we found that boat control was somewhat of an issue while exploring the windswept shoreline.
Yeah, let's get it in and move. It's too hard to hold here for precise casting. Let's go to the other side of the lake on D. There's some structure here by Mike and all that.
I got a fish.
You got one? Sandy's got one on.
Bigger.
Got it. That's a keeper, Gil. I think. Looks big enough.
Woo! Woo! Never say never.
Yeah, that's a keeper. So there we go, Sandy got keeper out of here. What's your foot? It's pretty hard to hold it here in the wind. This is where we caught that. We had the keeper yesterday and had all the action. Here, give me your worm.
Yeah.
But this wind is really blowing us in here in the shallows and the rocks. And I'm standing on the trolling motor the whole time.
Let me try it one more time.
All right, she's got to try one more time.
Got one.
And another one?
Yep. Baby.
Bring it up. It's a bass.
Now, Sandy, after catching that last-minute keeper bluegill for our Canadian Fish Fry Friday, wanted one more cast, and it produced a 12-inch largemouth bass. Now, that deserved an individual picture. The sun was cresting the tree line in the western sky, and the shadows were getting long as evening was drawing near. But we weren't finished yet. Determined to try for a few more gills for our fish fry, we moved into the bay by our cabin. Now, unfortunately, only a single undersized bluegill hit our baits.
First fish in the bay.
but we are content knowing that our selected harvest of 5 bluegills and 1 rock bass would provide 12 nice fillets for our Canadian shore lunch style fish fry this Friday for Sandy and me. And the fillets, along with some spuds and beans, provided a nice table fare. It's a wonderful feeling to catch and cook your own meals. Hey, thanks for watching and supporting Rapant Outdoors 360's YouTube channel. And be sure to check us out on Instagram at Rapant Outdoors 360 to see what's going on our current adventures. Hey, we'll catch you all on the next video. Feel free to comment below, or if you don't want to comment in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapantoutdoors360@gmail.com. Now, if you know somebody you think might enjoy this video series, please feel free to go ahead and share this video or this link with your friend. And as always, whether you fish or hunt, remember, practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. See you next time, guys.